Okay, so what we are going to cover here, I have some topics we are going to cover that too. Before that, NetSuite is, as I told, is a SaaS based module which cover these all three things. CRM basically, in short, let me just complete that too. CRM means, in short, what we can say, how to deal with the customer. Okay, how to get the customer, and how, like, what are the processes to make that customer where they can buy our product. Okay, it's entirely dealing with the customer. It has a lot of records, lot of processes, but in short, we can say that how to deal with the customers before, like how to deal with the leads, and before that actually thing will get converted into the customers. We can say all that part are comes under the CRM section. Okay, unless and until that customer place the order. Once the order gets placed, till the payment, entirely there is a ERP process, we can say that. So in ERP, majorly, like, we focus, and any system, irrespective of NetSuite, the focus O2C and P2P cycles and their written process, product written from purchase side as well as sell side. This is the main basic fundamental for ERP. Post that, they have like wider scope, we can say, like they have inventory management, they have revenue management, they have all financial management automatically. Okay, those things are also there in ERP, in short. And the last one is e-commerce. E-commerce means, like, nowadays what happen, there are so many websites are also there. Let's say, take any example of any business, like we can say that Domino's. Okay, what they are doing, they have their separate website, they have separate ERP tools, they have separate CRM tools. So what NetSuite provide the solution where we can have one product has this all three solutions. So what we can do in e-commerce, we can create our own websites. Okay, we can create like own websites where the website will be there in front, and in backend there will be a NetSuite will be acting as a database, plus all these ERP processes seamless. So that is the e-commerce. Now in NetSuite, so come to the NetSuite. NetSuite has this all, it's a SaaS based cloud module. So NetSuite, first it was the independent product, and 4 year back, like 4 to 5 year back, so it has been acquired by Oracle. So now it's, we can call it Oracle NetSuite. It has a powerful features for all these processes, O2C, P2P, and all the financials. Most of the company, they use NetSuite for finance purpose, and it depends how the business runs and how the business, what are the processes, what are the modules they are being used. Okay, so in NetSuite, what we are going to cover here, this is the things which we are going to cover in NetSuite. But yeah, for the technical purpose, we should have technical background. So I'm hoping that you all are having technical background. At least you are aware of the JavaScript basics. Okay, in JavaScript, what would be required? So, like, when we are going for the NetSuite technical training, prerequisite for these things are basic JavaScript, where, like, how the variable gets declared in JavaScript. First thing, 5 things should be like knowing. First, very start with the basic, very basic, with the variables. Second thing, functions, like inbuilt functions, custom functions, where we can create our own functions. All we should know how to, we are getting to calling the inbuilt functions, predefined functions, we can call it. Okay, then third one is all the loopings. Okay, loopings, like we have for each, for in, for loops, do, while, and okay, these loops also should be, like, you should be aware of these loops. Okay, then, like, all these trackage blocks, all the error handling techniques, we should be aware of this. And the last one is objects. Objects, it could be the JSON object, array object, map. So okay, these things should be basic, because in NetSuite, what we are doing, and then we are dealing with the data, and NetSuite always will give you the data in the form of JSON objects. This is up to us how we can optimize, how we can find out our solution within very optimal manner. Okay, so these five things, like if you are going for the technical training, these five things should be knowing, because based on that NetSuite is there. NetSuite basically has a suite scripts. Okay, based on the like Java and JavaScript. So what NetSuite did, NetSuite created its own platform where it run its all, like all and its own scripts. Initially there was suite script 1.0, which was API based. Right now we are working on 2.2.1 and 2.0 and 2.1. Latest versions are there. So NetSuite keep enhancing the product, keep upgrading the things. Okay, you will come to know in future how it works. So in the basic session, this NetSuite technical training, what we are going to cover, first thing we are going to create essentials. Okay, essentials, like directly we cannot jump to the NetSuite technical part. Before that we should be aware, like what we can call, like what are the records, what are the forms, what are the fields, what are the tabs, what is the basic process, like O2C P2P, this basic process, how it works. Okay, this is like there are so many things are there, you should be aware, like if we are going to do any code to get value from sales order on invoice, and what are the fields needs to be captured, if the requirement will be there. So you should be aware, like yes, what is the sales order in NetSuite, where is invoice, what field needs to be done, how we can get the fields, where are the IDs, where are the values. Okay, where to deploy the scripts. So these basic things should be known. So in basic NetSuite essentials, like we should be covering this all the basic things here. We'll start with like open air essentials, audit controls, administrative fundamentals, financial management, accounting payable, and the reporting things also. Okay, these things we are going to cover essential. Then core functionality, how in backend NetSuite works. Okay, in core functionality, like what we are going to do, I'm going to show you like how to segregate the things. Okay, like in business, one person is not doing all the processes, they have different departments, they have different verticals. So based on that, see, that's it. We have, if you log in as an administrator, you can see everything, but it vary, it depends. Okay, like AP side will, they can see only AP side records, like all the sales related. Okay, sorry, purchase related. AR side will see all the sales related things. Okay, so like APAR, then store department, they can see all the manufacturing related and all the store related, like where when the product will get big pack shipped, when the product, when there is no stock available, then when to order. So just the stock, then finance team will see when to bill to the customer, when they due, when to send invoices. And depends on that, they will have some permissions, some user segregations. Okay, these are the core functionality. Okay, and like yes, we can create custom things also. See, there are standard things are given in the NetSuite, but we can customize our own things as well. Okay, and many more, these topics are written, but many more we are going to see. Okay, and also difference between how, like what's the one world account, what is the single subsidiary account, what are the subsidiaries, what are the, their based on the fiscal calendar, how how the business is running. Okay, see here also it's account payable, receivable side, revenue recognition. These, there are some things are there which are like missing, we are also going to cover that, like how payment gateways will be there in NetSuite. Yeah, on financial side, we are also going to see the reports. Yeah, NetSuite is very strong for the reporting purpose. Most of the companies use the financial report. We are going to cover like all the standard reports. I can walk you through. Also, how we can create our own custom reports. Report and searches are also there, and KPIs. So, like basically, reports and searches, there's a difference. Reports are in the pivot reports. Searches we can use in our technical part as well, and KPIs. are always there for the dashboard. Each and every role has its own dashboard, and we can customize that based on our requirement and need. Okay, these are the financials, and then the part will be there how we can create the search, how we can create the nested like complicated searches where we can see there are no standard formulas, and standard fields can be like, see, there are joins. If you are technical, you are like, you should be knowing all these informations are coming from the database only in backend. Okay, so and data, when we are going to the database, definitely there will be a complex structure. There is a how the tables are related to each other, and then how to fetch the information and how to create. So where sometime we have to write some custom formulas for that. And like if you are aware of the SQL, so where we have like case when conditions are there, when we can create our own custom formulas using standard KPIs. Like it's entirely based on the dashboard, how we are creating the search, how we are applying to the KPI. Where, let's say, best example, if any of you are person from the AR side, okay, just receivable, and some other person creating the sales order. When the person like a person is login through AP role, only those pending sales orders should be seen on the dashboard directly. Yeah, today is 3. So what person can do, instead of checking mail and all, directly can check the dashboard. Yes, 4 orders are pending for my approval. Directly click and approve that. That's why these KPI things are powerful and making the system very very fast. Then related to the performance is how we can optimize the like the solution, and what are the minimum things are there where we can do our processes on the daily basis fast to save the time. Okay, like yes, somewhere the navigations are like inner navigations are there, we have to go to the transaction, then payable, then purchase side, then purchase order, so we can make these things shortcut like as per our convenience. These are the things are there. Then here the main things will be there: introduction, how the NetSuite architecture. Okay, if you are aware of the HTTPS of standard architecture, wherein the, see, all this cloud nowadays, cloud application running on the HTTPS client server based architecture, where 3 components included in that. First, the client and the server, simply. Then client means our browser, simply, and server again has a 2 components: application server, database server. Because see, the NetSuite itself is an application which is also stored somewhere, okay, which is there, and the application is calling back and getting the data. That's a different database server. So if technically we can see there is a 3 layers: a browser, application server, and database server, because NetSuite itself is an application. Okay, irrespective of database which is stored. So how it works, so whenever any request is going to the application server, let's say we are login to the system, then browser send request to the application server, then application server also verify the data at its end. If the find data is correct, then application server find that's a request to the actual data to the database. The database will send the green flag to the application server with the requested data. Then application server again process the data in proper format, and with the packet with the code where browser can understand, and then browser can display. What browser does, browser just display the information. That's it. So what we are going to cover in technical, so in technical, NetSuite has a 10 type of scripts, in short we can call it. Okay, so there is a 9 type of script. It was there in 1.0 version. In 2.0 and 2.1 there is a 10 type of script. So we are going to see each and every in detail. That is very very important. So here in customization suite cloud development, here we can see these things in details. And project, in this section also we are going to cover, and we try to spend 2 to like client script will take 3 days. It has a 10 events, and rest of all the script will take 2 or 1 day to, it depends on you how you're like how you grab. But it's pretty simple. Once you are going into that, you will come to know each and every scripts are different. Okay, and I'll tell you know what are the scripts are there which are being used on the daily basis. Okay, which are important. Only 5 to 6 scripts are there, those are important, are being used on daily basis. Rest of 4 to 5, again 4 to 5 scripts are there, they're there like, but not in being used on the daily basis, and very rare. Okay. Then project and case scenarios will be there, real real life examples and real time scenarios will be there. All the like with the project led task, what are the actual tasks which I have done, I'll provide you as an assignments. Like, okay, and like it will be simple assignment will be there for beginners starting, then where only one script will be included. Then start on that, there will be miscellaneous kind of examples will be there, where 2 3 scripts will be included, like the requirement. And then somewhere 3 scripts would be required. Complex requirements will also be there, which is based on the real time use cases which I have gone through, that I have implemented that in my career. So then conclusion will be there, and practice test and interview questions, yes, I'll prepare for that too, and more and everything. So this will be the basic things which we are going to cover in this training. Okay, any questions, any doubt?
Hello.
Yeah. Now it will be just a brief introduction, but we will see each and everything in details, in very details. We are going in depth. Okay, so if you have any doubt, anything which I missed, so you can let me know.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, Rohit.
Yeah. Are you providing any cab sessions?
For you are asking for interview?
No. I'm asking for what NetSuite scripts, client scripts are there.
Yes.
Yeah. Where to practice?
Where that is deploy?
Okay.
No, see, the scripts are there. I'll provide. Let's see, when we see each script one by one, like then see there is a process. Client, because in NetSuite, when we see the NetSuite, there are like layers are there, records are there, forms are there. Okay. When we talk about like any script, okay, we have to deploy the script on particular record. In that case only it works. Okay, it is not irrespective of if we create the client script and will be running on each and every record. No, it is nothing like that. We have to mention, see, there is a process. When first we have to upload the file, and then we have to create the scripted record that we have to deploy. Yes, I can help, like where we can write our code. So if you have Atom, or if you have Eclipse also, you can work, you can like also use VS Code. Okay, there are plugins are there. I can provide you the links where you can set up the plugins. You can see all the API and all the syntax, you can see that. Okay, module wise. And here in this training I'm going to cover 2.0 suite scripts, because nowadays on like 2.0 onwards, uh, like the companies are expecting from the candidate. 1.0 is like it's very older version. Okay, nowadays if you do not know, it's fine, no one is asking. The same thing can be done in both the scripts, but yes, you should at least have a basic, like, because old implementations are there, okay, which are already implemented, very old. So in that case, like, we should be aware, like, yes, once like, yeah, that is the good part, like once you are going through the 2.0 scripts continuously, then it will be easy. You just have to compare, yeah, here from this module I'm using this API. What is the equivalent API in 1.0? See, the difference between both the scripts are there. 1.0 is entirely only API based. Okay, and 2.0 is modular based. So that is the best part as per the optimization.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I don't have any knowledge on the JavaScripting. So is it okay to start, or do I need to learn
It's
something?
actually it's a different course, but yeah, it's fine. Like if all are agree, then we can spend first three to four session on JavaScript.
Okay.
Yeah, because basic JavaScript is fine actually. That is not a problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we can spend that little bit time on that too.
Okay. Thank you.
But yes, when we are going for the technical side of the NetSuite, yes, we must have, like, you should have that knowledge, because if the basic things will be cover, after that we are directly start. So only few things would be required, not much. The NetSuite suite scripts are very simple. Even though I have seen so many candidates non-technical background, they are also doing the code in NetSuite. Only the few things we can, and for the starting purpose, if we are aware of these things, then we can build up the good things on that. Then this only the basic start should be there, then candidate can do himself or herself they want.
Okay. Yeah. And one more thing, like, I mean, are we going to cover any module, like, I mean, functional modules or functional flows in specific? Like, I mean, you mentioned like a purchase order flow, like, I mean,
Yeah, see, we actually see in that, so like that is actually different module. See, this is the technical stuff we are going to cover.
okay.
Okay, and there is a different for the module wise, there has a different training for the specific modules. Let's say if you are going for the ARM, advanced revenue management, if you are going for the fixed assets, if you are going for the amortization, so that has a different separate trainings. Here in this also we are covering so many functional side of things, but NetSuite functional side things are entirely different course. Technical
Okay.
is directly different course. So yes, I'll try to cover the basic things.
Okay, got it. Okay. And technical side, and if, I mean, if when we talk about the technical side, is that like, I mean, ERP technical and the suite commerce technical is going to be the same or different?
No, it's entirely different. E-commerce is entirely, see, these all three are different. CRM and ERP will be together. So you can, the technical part for that. And the e-commerce part is entirely different. So
Okay.
SCM, so yeah, it has, you should like, then you have very detailed knowledge of UI stuff like HTML, CSS, Angular, and React JS entirely. Like the person should have more into UI side knowledge. Okay,
Okay.
how to work with the websites and how to deal with how to create websites and dealing with that.
Okay.
That's an entirely different stream.
Okay.
I would say just go for it, because you will person will get confused in both the streams, because in both are different, very different, opposite to each other.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, once you like anyone is good in this, post 1 year 2 year, and parallel also, if they have focused technical background, so can do that. That is not a problem. But for the starting perspective as a fresher, if you are going for the technical, just go for this only, otherwise we'll get confused.
Okay.
I don't have any background in NetSuite, neither in technical nor in um, any ERP system. But what would you recommend me? Should I first go with the functional training or the technical one?
Technical, see, it's up to you, like what you want to do. You are interested in technical or functional? First questions on yourself will be there.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much interested in technical, but
then
just
then
curious to
see,
know.
in NetSuite itself there's a different stream. See, once the person is, see, one is a functional only, one is technical only, and one is techno functional. Okay,
Okay.
if you're going for the technical if you directly start with the functional, if you will see later, I'll go to the technical stuff. then it's
Okay.
I think it's very rarely possible, because I have so many friends. They are started as a career as a functional consultant, with the like I have 8.5 years experience in NetSuite. They are functional only. They never got a chance to move into that. And once we start the career, we think no. If you from the beginning, if you want to be a technical or techno functional, then start with the technical itself, because functional, see, to start with the technical, what are the basic needs will be there as a functional point of view, then we are going to cover, no problem for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how
And
about, the sorry to cut you off there. How about the certification for ERP consultant on the net,
yeah,
on the
certification,
NetSuite?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the
Okay. So for
certification,
certification, yeah.
yes, for the certification, what will happen? There are, like, for the developer, see, there is a NetSuite Suite Foundation certifications are there. That is necessary for both functional
Mhm.
as well as technical. That is like for both. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, then see, that will cover the basic fundamental features of the NetSuite. Later on, there will be segregation, like the technical and functional are different. So if some candidates are technical, then they have to go with the NetSuite developer certification. And if the person willing to the and are there in functional side, they have to do NetSuite functional certificate, NetSuite ERP certificate for the ERP consultant. Okay, so these are the certifications. And apart from these are the basic certifications. Apart from that, there are so many other certifications are also there. But yeah, to do this certificate, like at least the candidate should have at least 6 month basic experience in NetSuite. The navigations, enable features, disable features, role setup, permissions, and all these basic things should be there. If the person is aware, then yes.
And the access for NetSuite will be provided by the HKR Training.
That I'll talk to them. Actually, the problem with the NetSuite is, like, if we talk about Salesforce, they have 1 month we can create free trial account,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
NetSuite is paid only.
Yeah.
So that I need to talk to HRK.
Well, I was actually told that
Yeah.
you guys will provide the access to NetSuite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
let
Anusha, that's the lady I talked to.
yeah, yes. So maybe I'll talk to her
Okay.
on that. Yeah.
How is the job market for NetSuite right now? Like, is it
Sorry,
how is the job market for NetSuite?
market right now? The market is booming for
Moving for
NetSuite.
NetSuite? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's booming. Like, I can see, like, my all the colleagues, and even I'm getting the call on daily basis, 2 to 3 calls on daily basis. So NetSuite market is booming right now.
Okay.
Yeah, people are not getting the candidates.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a undergrowing technology. So it has a big clients. Like, since NetSuite has been taken over by the Oracle,
Mhm.
it has optimized a lot. So it's very powerful product right now. It's
Okay.
competing. It's there in the top 5 ERPs. It's there. This, yeah. So
Got
Anusha
it.
is hi. Anusha, are you there? I think she is on mute. Okay. So what? Let me just try to call her.
Hi.
Yeah, Anusha. So I
Yeah.
think we are done with the demonstration session. And any other doubt, Rohit, Preet, and Grant?
So I just would like to know, like, I mean, when are we going to start the actual classes and what would be the timings? That's it.
So I just want to ask, you are all working, all are there in IST time zone, right?
Well, I'm not in IST time zone, but it will work for me if it's in the morning in India.
Okay, okay. Okay, then based on your, like, demonstration feedback, I'll talk to, yeah, Anusha, like, we will discuss the timings, and we will share with all. Thank
all.
you.